Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Owen, the Get Some podcast. And my guest this week is...
This motherfucker Gary.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My guest this week is Trevor Wallace.
There it is.
I gotta ask because I had a guy named, I thought it was Malik.
Uh-huh.
You know, but it was Malik.
Yeah.
Malik B. So I didn't want to.
You're on your Starbucks shit, just fucking up names off top.
Right.
No, I know Malik. He's a good dude.
Yeah, I didn't know if you went by Trev.
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 My friends call me that.
Just Trev?
Trev, yeah.
Trev, but
My
Trevor.
college friends call me T. Wall. It's this first letter and then part of the last name, Wallace.
Where'd you go to school at?
San Jose State, up in the Bay Area.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're D1.
Yeah.
We were rated 23 my junior year. Big year. It was a big year for us, rated 23.
How'd you end up at San Jose State? Didn't you grow up in Illinois?
I was the last place. No, I grew up born in Illinois and then Southern California kid the rest of my life.
Oh.
And the only place I got in was Arizona State and then Northridge, which...
CSUN?
Yeah. But even calling it that's like a little glamorous, you know?
Yeah.
And then San Jose State. And then I was like, fuck it, they got... Because I just wanted that. I wanted like SEC football. Like I wanted that like college mentality, like Alabama shit. And San Jose had a football team. It was like close enough.
Arizona State's got a football team?
Right, but to go out of state, it's like $50K.
Oh.
And you're like, you're paying for a future DUI is what you're doing when you go there. So
that's where
like,
Girls Gone Wild got started.
Is it?
Arizona State.
How do you know that?
Everybody just knew it. I don't know, back in the day. Everybody knew Arizona
Everybody
State
knows
was
that.
where he started.
I mean,
Girls
it
Gone Wild.
checks out.
There's random facts.
I would have said FSU, but
Yeah. Or what was the other one? They used to always say like Stony Brook, wherever that is, was like the college party capital school. Like everyone, it's the best party school.
I don't even know
It's like
what
in
that is.
upstate New York.
oh, okay.
But they would,
Maybe I
yeah,
did
it
hear
was
that.
like you said, you think Arizona State, Florida State, but it was like
The
number one
random
was
ones.
Stony Brook.
Well, the farther away from civilization they are, the more the party schools are.
Yeah.
The ones that are like 4 hours north of Atlanta, you're like, that's where it really goes off.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
There's pine cones and alcohol.
That's it. That's all you gotta say. Want to fuck? All right, ain't doing shit.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing else.
Your game is low.
Well, that's also you get married because you're like, that's just how relationships start. Like, I got nothing else to do tomorrow or the next 4 years. You're trying to just
listen. You're Southern California. What part of Southern California?
like, you know where you ever do Oxnard Levity Live or
Yeah.
Ventura? Yeah, from out there.
Yeah, that's still your. It's not.
It's like an hour outside of LA.
huge. It's not a
it's like-
small town. But
It's like 60K.
like where I grew up, right outside of Oxford, Ohio.
So my dad's from Defiance, Ohio. You know Defiance?
That's one of them places I see in the paper, but I don't really know where it's at.
Yeah,
Or
usually when
else-
somebody dies, they'll put it in the news.
Or like you'll see a wrestler from Defiance High School. You're like, oh, but you don't know where they came from.
It's like 5,000 capacity there.
Is that Northern or Southern Ohio? It can't be Southern.
I don't know why I said
Southern.
capacity, like it was a venue, but it's yeah.
It's still be theater.
Yeah. But that's one of those like their Friday night was a Walmart, but it's an hour outside of Toledo, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's right up
Dayton
75
area-ish.
Yeah. Well, Toledo's about 2.5 north of Dayton, so if Defiance is in the middle, that makes sense. Right up 75.
So how big was your hometown growing up?
I don't know. We had a college, and it's crazy.
Oh, damn.
Miami of Ohio.
Oh, I've done that school.
Oh, really?
I've performed at that school. Yeah,
How'd it go?
fun.
Are you doing more colleges now? I'll get back to what I was talking about.
Colleges are great. I just got back from one on Saturday. Truman State, which is you fly into KC and you drive 4 hours. And but again, there's nothing college. Nothing college.
See, you're where I was. I think every comic at some point you get started and you're still in your 20s and you start hitting them colleges, and there's
The
just
weirdest
one
gigs
night.
ever.
Because you can be in the cafeteria, you could be at the basketball arena. You
This
don't
was
know
the basketball arena.
till you get there.
Yeah, basketball arena, and the stage was built out of a garage door.
Was it Truman State?
Truman State. And they had sushi in the green room, which I think they're just like, oh, these LA boys are coming through. But sushi, I remember I was in North Carolina one time, or South Carolina, and I asked them like, oh, how good is the sushi here at a restaurant? And the guy was like, how close do you think the nearest ocean is? And I was like, that puts it in perspective.
Yeah, no shit.
So when I'm at Truman State, Missouri, and they had sushi on the table, I was like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll pass. I'll pass. But it's
Where's
like
the steak?
yeah, it's something. But it was sushi, and then they had cafeteria wraps.
Are the colleges right now, because God, last college I did was probably 5-6 years ago. Are they on the cancel culture stuff? Are they open?
I mean, they say like very obvious stuff, like, hey, don't talk about these 4 subjects, and that's like very obvious stuff. But you do feel a little more like when certain jokes hit in comedy clubs or whatever, you might feel a little like less, but it's not like they're like, ooh. I think if you're doing like some art, like liberal art school, you might find a little bit of that. But for the most part, the people who come out to see me are, you know, they have nautical star tattoos somewhere, so they're feeling good about themselves. You know?
I always tell the advisors, I go, you got to ask, before I get there, I got PG and R. What do you want? And it gives you the out.
Oh, so you
know
never do PG-13. You're either boom or boom.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, what do you want?
Yeah.
You want PG or R? Because I got in trouble. Let me just make this about me, even though it's your interview. Have you done St. Edward's in Austin, Texas?
No, but I'm going to be in Austin this weekend, so I can swing by.
At the Comedy Club? Cap City?
No.
Oh, you at a college?
No,
there's
there's a festival out there. Yeah,
oh,
theater
okay,
out there, yeah.
Austin's, that's become the new hub.
Yeah.
Yes. But St. Edward's is a college in Austin. They have 2 black girls pick me up from the airport. We go to lunch, and they were talking about the show, and then they go, oh, yeah, some brothers are coming. She said, the brothers are coming over from Holy Cross tonight. Okay. Get to the show, do my show, get done. The advisor goes, did the girls tell you who was coming to the show? I said, yeah, the brothers from Holy Cross. Yeah. He was like, and you decided to do that show? I go, what do you mean? No, they meant priests. The brothers are coming over from the Holy Cross. So I didn't understand why every time I cussed, the place went nuts. And all the kids were like, that was the greatest show I've ever seen. And I go, really? And then the kids were telling me they get mad because the priests come over from Holy Cross showing support for St. Edward's.
But that makes everyone
But they
mellow
messed
out.
the show up because if it was in the contract.
Damn.
If they show up, the show has to be PG. Well, I had a middleman.
Oh, so you were edgy.
Yeah, I never saw the contract. My contract was with the third party that booked me.
Yeah.
He signed the contract. I was like, I didn't.
And you didn't have to cuss hard. You said, God damn, and everyone was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that's all I said. I said, shit. And he was like, oh!
He said the S word. He said,
they're running around. The
guy
kids are
just starts
shitting on the
proposing
table.
to each other, marry me. He said the S word, bro.
I'm getting toilet paper thrown on me.
That's crazy.
Real shit.
Did like the priest come up to you after?
I never saw him.
Yeah, well, they left the
second
church,
night,
yeah.
And then I had the little meet and greet. They put you in another room, and the kids that come in and want to get pictures. But I was wondering why all the kids were just like, yo, that was the best show.
That's
Dang,
crazy,
that was
man.
awesome. I'm like this.
You got to open up a Chick-fil-A or some
Yeah.
shit, bro. That's crazy.
But in your brain, you know when you rip and when you don't.
Right,
So I was
right.
like, that was cool, but I wouldn't say that's the greatest college show I ever had. But the way it was everyone. It wasn't like one kid.
That
it
could
was
be your lane,
everybody.
Though. That could be your lane, the edgy church guy.
Yeah.
Like you go up
I
in
found
there
it.
and you say hell with not HE double hockey sticks, let him lean
Yeah.
into it. Dude, you know who's great? You know Kev On Stage?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He's like my mentor and everything. I started out, I used to work with him. I used to like be script supervisor on all that digital, right? The
Yeah.
digital platform. And he would take me on the road with him real briefly and we would do churches. And I'd be so in my head because I didn't know what I could say and what I couldn't say. And then he would go up there and he would say everything but without cussing. He would be talking about sex. He'd be talking about drugs, drinking, but without saying it. It was this magnificent. I was like, how do you... Because clean just means don't cuss. If you're going to talk about sex, you don't say sex. You say like the love making, the coitus, whatever the hell it was. But I was flabbergasted to the point where I use the word flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I never used that word before, but that's crazy.
Was it black churches?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kev On Stage. He's killing it.
Ripping.
This guy's on studio now.
Oh, yeah. Kev On Stage Studios, man. He got his own app. He literally got rejected from just pitching shows and was like, I'll just do it myself. I like that. I think those are my favorite stories. I think there was there's a nightclub in Las Vegas that's based off that premise. Like a guy tried to get in, probably didn't have any bitches, valid. And then they didn't let him in, and then he opened up a nightclub. I think that's how like Tower started, or one of those.
For real?
And now it's like bigger than the other one. But that's like the best type of story.
Well, we're in an age right now, like when I first got to LA, you really was at the mercy of, you needed somebody to let you in, so to speak. You needed somebody, gatekeeper, approve you. Whether it's stand-up, acting, whatever. We're in an age now where you can create your fan base and your own narrative and everything. I mean, you're doing that on YouTube and TikTok. Kev On Stage is doing it.
Yeah.
And like, I hate to say old school comics like me. At first, I'd hear a lot of this comics that would be like, I don't do that. I ain't doing social media. I'm not doing that. I'm like, You're crazy. I'm looking at what everybody's doing, and I'm going, okay, I'm too old to be doing TikTok dances on the regular, right? But what I said, I said, okay, I have a nice library of stand-up that maybe a lot of these people under 25 ain't seen.
Yeah.
So I told my web guys to start cutting that up and post it, and like we'll get like millions of views on TikTok, and I'm like, that joke is 20 years old.
Yeah.
That bit,
dude, that's
was from
how
a 2003
I started on
special.
TikTok, yeah, because I had all these videos that were just on YouTube, and then I started cutting them and putting them on TikTok, because they're already well shot, professionally edited videos, and then you're just like just throwing it on there. And what you got to think about is that content is like, these are jokes you worked out for years. It's shot well. It's in front of a live audience. There's subtitles, there's captions, everything. It's like meant to do well on that app, because you're just like, it's like a layup. You're like, here. In between all these shitty videos shot on an Android or whatever the hell, take this, take that.
Yeah.
You're just giving them some nice videos.
Do you have your own, do you have like a group that when you're doing your sketches and stuff, that do it with you? The same group of guys or girls?
Kinda. There's some people I'll just hit up to like film with and stuff, but for the most part, it's just me and another guy that he shoots and edits the stuff that I do, and we both write it together.
Oh.
But there are people that'll like hit up to be like, oh, if I need to collab with some people or whatever.
So pretty much it's a two-man show, you and another guy.
I'm trying to expand. So I'm trying to grow out the team a little bit, just because you can do more. Because I'm so, you can only do as much as you can edit, I think, right? So I might have like 5 videos banked up, but if like I don't have anybody besides one person to edit it, it's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get like a whole team where I can be like, all right, do this, do that, do that. Like, you probably felt great when you're like, I got 20 years in the catalog. You do that, you do this, you do that, right?
Yeah. Just cut it, man. And I
Cut
did
it. Tell them, boys, you heard that, just cut it.
Cut it up.
Yeah.
But I mean, the good thing is like I did like 4 of my own specials. Just funded it myself
really?
and did it. So
great.
I own the content.
Well, it's also what people are doing right now. So you're ahead of that curve, and then you start dishing it out there. Now, where is that? Are those online, or are those like to a network?
Well, I sold the first 2. I never sold it. I was selling them as DVDs on the road.
Oh yeah.
But now we'll post them. But then 2 got bought by Showtime.
Great.
And Showtime basically rented it. They said 2 years.
Oh yeah.
And then you own
But
it
then
again.
it's back to you?
Yeah. So that's what we're, both of them, we're past the 2-year mark for both of those.
Yeah. At what point were you in the market where you're like, DVDs aren't selling? Because I guarantee if you took DVDs out on the road, you'd still sell a few.
No, I still have, I used to order them 10,000 at a time, right? And I go through 10,000 in like 4 or 5 months, right? Just at comedy clubs. And then it was literally, I'm not lying, maybe 5 years ago, I think I just sold that 10,000.
Oh, yeah.
It was like at one point I go, what happened?
Yeah.
And then I start going, hey, what great, I made a joke of it because I was going through my divorce, right? And I see I'm going through divorce. I said, I got T-shirts. We're doing a meet and greet. I said, I got DVDs. I said, let me tell you something. You go through a divorce, you find some shit to sell. I said, I got the crates for these.
Yeah.
I said, I was looking for socks.
Oh, dude, if you got a bit to go with your merch, crushes every time. Right?
Well, a lot of times people like the DVDs because you can really autograph.
Sign them, yeah.
Yeah, and they're
well,
like-
and it looks like it's like a representation of a time. It's like, oh, we saw Gary Owen here, and there it is.
Yeah.
It's a physical copy. Right now, there's not even. It's all tickets are digital. I've had people print tickets that they made online, like photoshopped. They're like, oh, Trevor, Wallace, and Austin. So I have something to sign. Because right now it's just a screenshot.
Yeah.
The fuck am I gonna do with that?
Yeah. I didn't think about that. You sell merch on the road?
Yeah.
T-shirts and stuff? Do you have like a slogan?
I don't. That's what I'm like in the middle of right now. Because I feel like my act is ever changing. Just because I'm like, I'll think like, oh, this would be the bit that I'd want, like whatever the hell it is, like maybe an animation of like whatever that joke might be. But then in 3 months, I go, I hate that joke.
But if you order your shirts, like I usually order mine 1,000 at a time.
Flex.
And I think what joke is hitting right now that translates into a T-shirt people want to buy?
Yeah.
So and I just gotta. Only thing about that is you gotta make sure you do that joke in that hour. Because sometimes you get bored.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta. Sometimes I'll
But that's
forget. And
what
I go,
I'm
fuck, I
saying.
gotta do this joke to sell this shirt.
And you're about to
They're
be,
not
all
gonna
right,
get
good
it."
night, everybody. Hold on. You guys ever try to spell the word pterodactyl? And then you pull it out? But
I gotta do my dinosaur joke.
Right, exactly. But do you have like an overall like a phrase? Like a hamburger? That's the best.
The hamburger one.
That's the best. I still
You
talk
went
about my
back
friends.
with that one.
Hamburger. I still talk about my friends. That is like the best. Like I miss the era where somebody like comics had a phrase or a thing or something.
Like Shucky Ducky Quack Quack.
Shucky Ducky.
Jamario.
Yeah.
You know about Jamario?
Yeah, Shucky Ducky, hamburger. Those are the best. Like
taking back to the Comic View days.
But dude, it's like I mean those specials. I remember watching, being like, those are like some of the tightest like 15 minutes. Like Chris Tucker's Def Jam is like insane. Like with the Michael Jackson and everything, it's just like beat after beat after beat. It's crazy.
That's what made me really want to get into stand up.
Really?
It was like Def Jam.
Yeah.
Because people always say, "Who's your comic? Who'd you look up to when you were coming up?" I was like, it wasn't one. It was when I saw Def Jam and I saw the reaction.
Yeah.
And I never see people talk like that. Like that was the first time I seen people talk back to the audience on the regular.
Right.
And I seen the audience kind of, I was like this. Oh, that lets you know that ain't no.
Oh, right.
You know, it's weird. Did you ever do Byron Allen had that show. It was just
Comics Unleashed?
Not Comics Unleashed. It was just comics. We was doing stand up, and then you do 5 minutes.
Oh no.
Everybody got standing O. I didn't like it because they laughed too hard at the dumb shit, the setup.
It was like a TV audience with laugh.
But it was too hard.
Yeah.
Like, what's up? And then I said something that was like halfway funny, and I was like,
Yeah, you sneeze, and they're like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it was too staged.
I mean, dude, it's some of those sets, you watch it back, are insane. Of Def Jam days, crazy.
Like, especially when Martin hosted.
Oh, yeah. That's like the best host you could have back then, you know?
Yeah. Like, Joe Torre was good, and then they start rotating the host, but those Martin first couple years, they still hold up today.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was saying. I was watching some of those, and then we were watching, and then we were like, the hamburger clip came on, we're like, this guy's a legend.
Yeah.
I mean, just after every joke, hamburger. But he was doing ad-libs before the Migos. He was doing ad-libs on his own shit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's merch.
Yeah.
Gary.
I usually just make it like my last special called Black Famous. So I had the whole bit about being Black Famous. That shirt sold like crazy for the longest. It's usually just, and now I'll think of a joke. What I got a shirt now that says bye bye. It's a joke I got a joke about somebody saying bye bye.
Yeah.
It's real simple.
It is, but if that joke is hitting and you get a shirt on it, it's like just 9 day. You know, just like, because right now I'm just kind of selling shirts with like the tour name or just like my face and then like some of the characters I made and stuff. But there's not like I guess there's not like a specific moment in the show that's on a t-shirt is where I'm messing up. But
on a side note, I watched the video because I do research my guests.
there we go.
I watched the video where you was hiking. That was you and another guy? That was you and your guy?
Oh, yeah. That was a recent video. Yeah. That was I don't know. I just feel like everybody hikes out here in Los Angeles. And I do too sometimes just to get out of my own head. I feel like it's good. But the people you see on hikes, it's just like the guy that brings like the Bluetooth speaker is like, what is this for? Nobody needs this.
Now, when you say hiking, are you talking like Runyon Canyon hiking?
Nah, Runyon's a little Runyon's just like a mall without elevators.
That is the fact. I was thinking the same thing. And then you got those super in shape that come speeding by you, and you're like,
it's like you spend more time looking for parking at Runyon than actually hiking.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And it's like you're not even, because like I like to get into nature where my brain's not even thinking about anything. But when you do Runyon, you're not thinking creatively. You're just like, oh, she's hot. Oh, she's hot. Oh, she's hot. And then like my girlfriend's next to me. I was like, oh, I didn't mean to say that out loud. You know. So it's like you're just.
Hold on, there's Seal.
Yeah, exactly. But it's there's people shooting music videos. There's girls doing OnlyFans content, covering herself with a cactus. Like there's no in between. So like I like to go on a hike where you pass like a few people. You know.
Yeah.
That way you can still be out in nature and shit. But Runyon, that's like. It's literally a tourist attraction without parking.
It really is. It's the Beverly Center.
Yeah, 100%. They just opened a Sephora at the top of Runyon. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
There's a Sephora up there. Sephora, they got a Nordstrom rack.
I was thinking it's like a juice bar.
Yeah.
Like halfway through the hike.
They sell like, my friend used to live at an apartment at the top right there, and they sell like snacks. There's like all food you can buy over there. Like it's an event, you know? And the thing is like, I think people think that they're going to do that and see the Hollywood sign. That's like a separate hike. The Hollywood sign is so far. That's like a hike. I think you get arrested for doing that.
I like how you go to run and you're like, that's for beginners, and then this is the advance.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's wild. That's where you go to be like I love living in Los Angeles, but I do a hike there and I'm like, this place is not it. Just because like everybody's like on a Bluetooth or like their AirPods like yelling, and then my agent said like that's your boss at H&R Block. Let's be real. Okay, your agent. All right, so yeah.
So why'd you decide to get into stand-up and entertainment?
I always loved comedy growing up. I never really watched like anything but comedy growing up. You know, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams.
Clearly, you said hamburger.
Hamburger, yeah. And then I remember there was a Robin Williams special where he had a Hawaiian shirt on and he had like the mic that like the TED Talk type mic. And I remember one night my mom was like, it was their DVD. It's like, you can't watch this, you're too young. So I watched it. And I just remember like just seeing like I was just like starstruck almost watching it. It's like my eyes were locked on it. And then when I was 17, my mom was like, there's a local comedy club out here. And in the newspaper it said like stand-up comedy workshop. 6 weeks and then you get to perform. And my mom was like, you should try it out.
How old were you? 17.
And when you're 17, your mom tells you to do anything, you're like, fuck that. I don't want to do that, right? Your mom could be like, here's $10,000. I'd be like, yeah, okay, mom. Like, so I didn't do it for a while. And then like, maybe like a revelation. I don't really know what happened, but I think I was like, I'm going to do the class. And then I went to the class. They tell you how to like I remember we would do like activities or like tests maybe. But we like essentially like he would hand us a newspaper and he'd be like, all right, write jokes based on this. And then like we just go over them, then like workshop them. And then after the 6 weeks, you did a show. When I did my first show, like the feeling that I got when the first laugh hit, I like blacked out. Like it was crazy.
Was it San Jose Improv? Is that where you did it?
No. That was at Ventura Harbor Comedy Club.
Oh, 17, I'm sorry. You were still in high school.
So this was out in Southern California. But yeah, it was a totally like papered room. I think it was just free tickets for everybody. Yeah. They had some dude close it out. But I remember I did 5 minutes on there. I did like 3 one-liners up top, and then I had a story about me being the only white kid in court. Everybody's there for like, Grand Theft Auto, and I was there for like having a ticket for not wearing a helmet on my skateboard.
Yeah.
And I just, that first pop hit, and I like, the endorphins kind of like, I like blacked out. I was like, and then I was just done. Like it went by so quick.
Isn't it crazy? I was telling somebody else earlier, I was like, I miss that feeling of when it wasn't a business. When you're just so happy to get stage time and get a laugh like that.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny because when you talk about hamburger and that, I remember the first time I did a racial joke on stage. It had to be one of the first times I was on stage, did a black-white joke. I literally opened like this. All right, I'm not like this. Like I'm cool. And I don't mean to offend nobody. You said
this to a crowd?
Yeah, I'm
you
like
said
this.
I'm cool?
Yeah, like, no. I'm just saying in general, I was like this. I was trying to get into this as a black and white joke, but I was like this. So, like, I'm not like that, like, but I like everybody, so whatever. So I am not, don't take this a certain kind of way, because I'm not, and I got friends.
The second you said I'm cool, people know exactly what direction you're going. Ain't nobody being like, I'm cool, and then you talk about how to make a kale smoothie. They knew the second you said, I'm like cool. Like there's white people, and then there's like white people, So what, do you remember the joke? Or
No.
where was this?
Comedy Store in La Jolla, San Diego.
Oh, did you start out in California?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I started out, I was in the Navy. So I started in California.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, no problem.
You started in La Jolla, which is a very diverse area of town.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually going, it's funny, like I'm going back for the first time, like when I started in the late 90s, I'm going back for the first time to headline a weekend there. And it's not even about the money. It's just like, cool. I just want to remember that stage, because those are my open mic buddies. Yeah. It was Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
It was Darren Carter. Nick Cannon would show up every now and then.
Nick Cannon was an SD guy?
Mm-hmm. San Diego guy. It was, I started out with Nick back in the day.
Damn.
He was 17, I was 21, and we used to come to LA from San Diego, and they call us Kobe and Piakowski. Because Eric Piakowski was a white guy on the Clippers, and Kobe obviously was just gone to the Lakers. They comes Piakowski and Kobe.
Yeah.
But I just remember those La Jolla days, and you always wonder what happened to the hundreds that used to hang out with, like,
right. Well, your head's always facing forward. You're like, I'm just going. You don't see what's happening behind you or where people go, whatever that might be. But it is cool to bump into those people. Like, oh shit, how you doing, man? You doing good? And like, yeah, I just did this tour, I did that tour. You're like, good for you, man.
But it's a different age now. Like, I think a lot of the comics now, you guys are getting together.
We're
and you
cool.
got sketches.
We're
Real cool.
Yeah, we're cool.
But you guys are looking to film stuff, right?
Yeah.
We weren't doing that. We were going to Denny's and just writing.
Okay.
Like stand up. We were just like this. That was a different age. There wasn't those creative outlets.
So how would somebody be like defined as like making it, or be like, oh, he's moving up? Like
Bobby Lee was the first one.
Because he got Mad TV, right?
No, way before Mad TV. He got to go on the road with Pauly Shore.
Oh, wow.
So I just remember we were like, holy fuck.
That was like the big...
We're all struggling open micers.
Yeah. Never
traveling. If you are traveling, you're driving 3 hours for $50 somewhere.
Yeah.
And Bobby Lee got to go to Vegas with Pauly Shore for the weekend. And I ain't lying. There was like 5 of us waiting to hear stories when he came back. We were like, dudes. I remember we was at Denny's in Pacific Beach.
Yeah.
And Bobby was holding court.
Yeah, oh yeah. And were you guys just like stoked? Were you envious? Were you kind of just like everything?
What's it like?
Yeah. What's the other side?
What?
Yeah,
like,
he told me about that story recently. Yeah.
They brought me on stage, and then he was like, and then we're backstage, and his mom's sitting there, and she's gonna make me a regular.
Oh yeah, he told me that he did our podcast a couple of weeks, and he was telling us about the story.
Did he tell you he got handcuffed to the bed by 2 girls and they robbed him? We think he lied about that.
He did not. So we think he lied.
He told us
at the Denny's.
At the Denny's,
you trusted Bobby Lee to tell you the truth.
Keep in mind, we never been on the road. We thought it was just bitches, money, coke. Yeah. We thought, everything goes on the road. And you're in Vegas with Pauly Shore at that time.
Oh,
we're like this. What? Bobby said he got 2 girls went to his room. They handcuffed him and robbed him. And he was naked, and he couldn't get out till the cleaning lady came the next morning.
Okay, that's kind of a fantasy of mine. The cleaning lady's got to get you out.
The cleaning lady walked in and goes, like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It was like, I go,
room service.
No way. We're eating it up. No way, dude.
Yeah. Wow.
What color hair was the girls? Did you get it? Did you finish?
Girls?
Yeah.
What?
But he had us like, boom. And then he was the first one to kind of go to L.A. and start to make a name for himself. And, everybody's got their own way,
Yeah, I never heard that from him. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say he might be lying.
He was the first one to get that big road gig.
But I would lie too. If you were that, wouldn't you come back a little bit?
Especially in Vegas?
I was crowd surfing. Yeah. Some girl jerked me off while I was crowd surfing. Wouldn't you stretch the truth a little bit?
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I did coke. I still. Dude,
yeah. I won 100K, lost 100K. That's all you got to say is you go up, but you go down, right? I won 100K, but I lost 100K. It was a wild night. Because then you have nothing to show.
That you reminded me of, I saw Artie Lang.
Yeah.
I think he was on Joe Rogan's podcast. And they said, what's the wildest stand-up story? And he said he went to Vegas and he made $75,000 or $150,000 in 2 nights. It was some enormous amount of money in 2 nights. He goes, it's the most money I ever made in 2 nights. He goes, my accountant, my agents are all fired up. He goes,
from shows or from gambling?
No, shows.
Oh, wow.
2 shows.
Jesus.
What did he say? Let's say $75,000 for 2 nights. He said, after hookers, gambling, and drugs, I was $5,000 in the hole. He said he's like, his agent called for the money, and he goes, I need to borrow $5,000. I'm down. I was like, yo. He said the hooker, and then the best part about it, he goes, the hooker was $10,000 for 2 nights. Looked like Carmen Electra.
2 nights?
He was like, he just stayed, I guess.
The double up?
I guess.
They were hanging out at 3 p.m. the next day?
$5,000 a day.
I mean, you take her to a nice buffet. That's a good date. You do get lonely in Vegas, so I would invest.
That's a lot.
Wow. You got any wild stories?
I was married for a long time, so I can't indulge in those stories.
You're talking like a lawyer right now.
Till the divorce is final?
Fun was never in the contractual agreement.
Till the divorce is final?
But I never indulged in the cooter, but I did indulge in partaking on the stage.
No, if I did
Here we go.
This is what would have happened.
Here we go. No, this is a real Gary.
Nah, I'm thinking let me think before I was married days. I was still like...
Or not even sexual. It could be, getting a knife pulled on you or... whatever.
Okay, Louisville. Okay, you want to hear?
Louisville, there we go.
Louisville. It was the night before Thanksgiving. I drove down there. It was one of them shows where it was a one-nighter, which I really kind of past one-nighters. So I was like a little bit of money. I wouldn't do anything else on a Wednesday. Nah, this was 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah. The night before Thanksgiving is the biggest drinking night. That's massive.
Yeah. So the way the room was set up though was the comedy show was like 8 to 10, and then it turned into a nightclub.
Oh, those are always successful, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously the show starts late. By the time I get on stage, we're pushing 10:30. Show's supposed to be over at 10, right? Yeah. So the bar's on the side. So now you got these people, they're coming to the club. And the chairs are on the dance floor, right?
No.
So I'm going, I'm kind of fighting the noise.
Yeah.
And finally, one guy was heckling me, but we were having a good back and forth. It was fun. And I said, well, man, if you think you're funnier than me, come on stage. We can play the dozens. And I'm not lying. The dude I was talking to was fine. The crowd was fine. I looked over. There was 2 brothers. Looked like they didn't have shit to lose. I just remember gold fronts.
Yeah.
And they were looking at me, and it was not like we're happy. They were looking at me. I swear to God, I broke the long jump record. I jumped off the stage. There was a big space into the DJ booth. So I still got the mic. So I'm still talking shit to the dude from the DJ.
In front of the
DJ
ones and
booth.
twos?
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
You should have
had the DJ booth that had the glass.
Oh, yeah,
around
the sound
him and shit.
effects. You're like, little bitch. Yeah, the air horns.
Every time I tell a good joke, he hits it. So they got them guys out of there. This is where I knew, oh shit, this is serious. They said, when I got off stage, they took me out back, and the guy was driving me back to the hotel, and he had his gun out, and he was off to be a police officer. And I said, what you get a gun out for? And he goes, I'm just being careful, man. And he goes, it's just better just stay in tonight. I go, huh? Like that. And he basically, the dudes were like known dudes in Louisville, drug dealer dudes, known dudes. They kicked them out, which they weren't happy. They kicked them out. It was a hood spot. And so I said, oh, no, you ain't. Could you just stay here? I'm literally grabbing my bag. I'm driving back to Cincinnati tonight. I'm not staying.
Yeah.
So I got my car, and he literally followed me back to the highway. Once I was on the highway,
The police
he let me go.
escort.
And it wasn't a marked car.
Oh,
but I remember driving back. I was like, holy fuck, dude! I can't believe that just happened. And I got one more college story that you'd like since you're doing college.
Oh, yeah, please.
Vanderbilt University in Nashville.
Yeah.
They got a thing called Springfest. So they still got NACA. Is NACA still around?
Yeah, they still got NACA.
So they saw me at NACA. And for people who don't know, NACA is where like all these colleges come together and they book talent for the whole year.
It's like America's Got Talent. Like you just audition with like
That's a perfect example.
3 minutes, and then there's a bunch of buyers from different colleges. And Vanderbilt be like, we like him, and then somebody's like, he's cool.
And you could walk out there with a lot of contracts. You could walk out there with like 6 figures of money.
Oh yeah,
NACA.
because you get booked on a bunch of gigs that night. Yeah.
So that's where they saw me. So they got a thing called Springfest. I'm assuming I'm hosting because it's an outdoor concert. But what it starts at like 3 o'clock and goes till like midnight. And it's outside. And they have everybody gets 30 minutes. So one band gets done, they get off, the next band comes up. It's just like boom, 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 boom. You might get 10, 15 minutes in between to set up, but it's rapid fire. And I'm assuming I must be hosting. It's gonna be a long day. I got there like 2:30. I'm sitting there and like, nobody's really there yet. And the first band's about to go up. I said, when do I go up? I thought I was hosting. He's like, no, you're on from 10 to 10:30. I go, what? So I'm already thinking, that's not a good idea. Kids are drinking in a field for 7 hours and they're gonna watch a stand-up guy that they probably barely know. That's not a good deal. I kind of knew it. I told the kid before he brought me up, I said, listen, I got there about 9 o'clock and it's rowdy.
Oh,
it's
yeah. It's Nashville.
It's white drunk too.
Yeah.
It ain't rappers.
Yeah,
so.
they're drinking out of trash cans and shit.
All I know is I told the guy, hey man, listen, before you bring me up, get everybody to calm down for a second. They had these Frisbees. I said, throw out some Frisbees.
Oh, that'll rile some white people
throw
up.
out some
Frisbees?
T-shirts.
You thought Frisbees would calm people down?
No, I'm saying you gotta tell them this ain't music. So I said T-shirts.
That's our
they had like,
shit, dude.
They had what do you call it? Koozies.
Yeah.
I said, throw out the koozies. I said, get them to the stage because they're so spread out. Get them close to the stage and let them know it's a stand-up coming, right? He goes, got you, man. I got you. This guy literally goes like this. Hey, what's up, everybody? We got comedians, funny shit. Gary Owen. That fast. I went, oh, shit. I walk on stage. All I heard was, suck my dick, comedian. And then another guy runs up with a big thing of beer and goes,
to you?
Throws it on me. I go, good night. I was on stage for literally 30 seconds.
And then you just left?
My mic's still hot.
Yeah.
I get backstage. The girl that booked me is crying. She goes, oh my God, this is such a bad representation of our school. We're not like this.
Yeah.
The kid that brought me up, that I guess had something to do with the check, he was like, hey man, you're not getting your check until you go back up there. We paid for 30 minutes. I said, dude, show's over. I said, because let me tell you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go back up. I'm gonna talk shit about the guy. He's gonna wanna fight. He's drunk. Or I'm gonna get booed and more beer thrown on me. That's the only 2 things that are gonna happen. But there's no stand-up left. And then he ended up giving my check and I left. So now I'm in the car and at first I'm pissed. I'm like, man, the fuck, we got beer thrown on me. And then I went, man, I'm so glad a dude threw beer on me. That's about to be the longest 30 minutes of my career on that stage. So actually I was like, whew.
The fact you got a check is great. Because imagine he threw the beer on you minute 28. And then you're like, I just did 28 minutes for no reason when you could just thrown that like half hour ago.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, but you got the check and that's all that really matters.
And the school, apologized.
Oh, that's great.
And then they rebooked me at a theater, like a real comedy show. I ended up getting 2 shows out of the deal.
That's great.
Because they brought me back the next year in the fall. This is in the spring, in the fall. So 6 months later, they brought me back, and it was actual comedy show in a theater setting.
What'd you have done if the beer guy was sitting front row and he's like, this guy again? He's got 2 Michelob Ultras. Bring Gary Owen.
I don't think anybody knew who this show was really marketed towards my audience, the black kids.
Yeah, okay.
When I came back to Vanderbilt, I was like this. Woo, that dude, when he threw that beer, I was like this. That's all I said. What's up, Vanderbilt? Good night.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that came out of my mouth.
That's hilarious. That's literally something out of like American Pie or something. Mm-hmm. That's a good story. I got nut tapped after a show one time.
What do you mean? Somebody, a guy?
Like hit you in the dick. Yeah.
For what?
She just didn't like my act. This guy was literally insane. You ever seen
What
those?
school?
This wasn't even a school. This was do you know Marie Callender's? Mm-hmm. So I know a story ever starts well with that. There's a Marie Callender's. It's not there anymore. Up in by Six Flags, Valencia, Santa Clarita area. Mm-hmm. And when I first moved to LA, there was in the side room they ran comedy there Friday and Saturday. And when I first moved to LA, it was just open mics, and I was starting to make videos, but nothing was hitting yet. But they would let me host out there Friday and Saturday. So I'd be like, all right, I can get 10 minutes every night. 20 minutes on a weekend. Boom, we're in. Right. I'm doing that every night, every Friday and Saturday. I'm hosting the show, and in the back, there's a bar, right? And there's like bar seats, and this guy's he's facing the bar, so his back is to me. I'm on stage, small room, and I say something about having a job or something, because I was still working at the time. And he hits me with the classic, well, maybe you should keep that job, blah, blah, blah. But he's wearing one of those visors that have the built-in hair on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like softball dads wear?
Yeah.
So he's wearing one of those at the show, sitting by himself, drinking. And he's like, yell something about, you better keep the day job, whatever. And I was like, I don't know, whatever. And then I get off afterwards because I had to host and seat people, and now I'm passing out like tickets for free shows next week. The guy comes up to me, just looks at me, stares, doesn't say anything, just hits me in the dick. And I didn't know what to do. I was like, how do I? And then I go to like pull out my phone, typical white dude shit, where I'm like, and then he looks and he calls my bluff. He goes, who are you gonna call, your friends? And then I was like, yeah. And then he walked out. And this is where I think I got the victory. He walks out of this Marie Callender's, which is also hilarious that this is all happening while somebody's celebrating their 58th birthday, one room over. And he has a Vespa scooter chained up to a light post. And and it was his ride, and he rode it off into the darkness. And I was like, this is not real. This is the metaverse. Like,
but that's where you won.
Yeah.
You won.
And
how old was he? He was probably
40s.
Yeah, you won.
But had I not seen that Vespa go off into the darkness, I would have thought, I'd be like, man, maybe I should keep my day job. I'm not gonna make it. But the second I saw him unchain a Vespa and go off into the darkness, it was a scene from a movie. He just like disappeared into the darkness. And I was like, damn, I'm so glad I got that closure, I think.
He's probably at Marie Callender's whatever day that show was, Thursday. Probably Thursday nights, he goes to Marie Callender's. They know him.
Oh, yeah.
Probably still there.
Yeah, dude, it was a what? But like, it happened so quick, I didn't know like what. Like, I don't know what to do.
But those, as a stand-up, those one-nighters at Marie Callender's or bars or whatever, those are the best stories.
Oh, yeah.
We don't, stand-up's like, yo, man, I was in Baltimore, man. I ripped. I got a standing O like this.
Boo, who cares? Yeah.
Like, tell me about the Marie Callender to hit you in the balls.
But that was great. And then other friend, like the guy would let me have my friends come up for like guest sets and do like 5 minutes, and then we both just be like, man, it's fuck, because the crowd at Marie Callender was all like 50, 60, and like we didn't hit for them. Like our jokes weren't meant for them, right? They weren't tailored for an older audience. And then some old road dog would come in and just murder. He'd be like, oh, don't laugh too loud, my wife's still in the car. And they'd be like, yeah, fucking dumb bitch.
Reading the room.
Yeah. Reading the room. But they would crush with that kind of like stuff. But it's just that road dog stuff, and they would murder, and I'd just be sitting in the back like, man, one day this is all, it'll give me worth it. I swear, one day it's all gonna be worth it.
One day, I'm gonna rip Marie Callender's.
Oh yeah, yeah. They ripped that Marie Callender's down, and it's now Starbucks. If you drive up the 5, it's just Starbucks right as you get off Magic Mountain Parkway or whatever.
Is that the most random place you performed at, you'd say?
That back of a sports chalet, Hooters. The Hooters on Hollywood Boulevard used to have like a really good comedy night on Wednesdays.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it would be hilarious. It's like, you know how hard it is to have a punchline hit harder than some double D's, all natural, up in front of you? Like, it's crazy.
They had a stage?
Yeah. Dude, it was honestly, I forget what it's called, but like 3 or 4 LA comics ran it, and it was like like Bill Burr dropped in there a few times. Like it was a spot. Like I don't think they do it anymore, but it was funny. Yeah, because you'd be like walking up into Hooters and the girls would be like, hey, how many for your table? You're like, no, I need to go do 3 minutes upstairs. Goodbye.
That's like Dublin. Remember, you ever heard about Dublin's back in the day on Hollywood?
Was that the one, what's his name?
Jay Taylor. And then Dane Cook would always
Yes,
close
Dan
it.
Cook. That's where like Dan Cook was like the one, that's where he like got Jay Davis.
Jay Davis. I said Jay Taylor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jay Davis.
No, I heard about it. That was like where Dane got like, he was working all of his shit out, right?
Yeah. They got me good there one night.
Really?
At Dublin's, because it was some of your Marie Calendar shit where I went up and nobody really knew who I was, and I went up right before Dane, right? And I had a really good set. Dane still did his thing. I'm not saying he did bad, but for whatever reason, I don't think it what Dane was used to.
If a guy says to you, you did your thing up there, that's how you know you bombed. If you go, hey man, you did your thing up there, you bombed.
No, I didn't get that.
No, I'm saying like if you hear that now,
oh yeah,
like if it like I mean you're very established, but I'm saying like right now, if someone's like, man, you did your thing up there, you bombed.
Oh really?
You don't think so?
I don't know.
I just feel like that's a very like subtle way to be like, hey man, you gave it your A for effort. That's yeah.
No, if somebody bombs, I don't even talk to them. I just literally go like this. All right.
But I
avoid you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But there's been nights at like some clubs where you're going up at like Saturday at like 1 a.m. and you're just like, and you get off and it's rough. Someone's like, yeah, you did your thing up there. It's like, what does that mean? It means you tried. What were you saying? So you went up before Dane and Dane did.
He did fine. Don't get it. I'm not saying he didn't. I thought he ripped, but I guess in his brain it wasn't what he's used to, right?
Yeah.
And I could tell the energy was about the same. I'll say me and him, and nobody knows who I am. Dane. The next week, they said Jay goes, "Hey, come back." I said, "All right." So
was Dane who he is?
He was on his way.
Okay.
It was 2004 or 5. Yeah. So the CD didn't come out that sold 3 million copies and shit, but he was on his way. So the next week, I show up again. They go, "Hey, Dane's got to take off, so he's gonna go up before you."
Oh,
so I
feel like that's a
so
trick,
now I'm
though.
closing, and I'm going, "Oh." So he goes up and destroy with the same jokes I heard the week before.
Oh yeah,
with some shark bit and something like, and then he just destroys the room. He gets off, and then they go, "Oh, Gary Owen," and it was like the show was over.
Oh yeah,
like I was doing the same jokes the week before. Nobody's paying attention. Like they're at the bar, they're bullshitting, and the only thing I remember, there was a table of 4 right here. These dudes, they were into it, and I said, "Okay. Fuck everybody else. Yeah. This show is for you 4." And they're dying, right? And the guy, right when I'm about to get off, the guy goes, "Hey, man, don't quit. You're funny, man. Don't quit." It was like the most motivational shit. Like, dude.
Oh, I love that. This is so
at the
funny.
bar, they're buying me drinks and shit.
Yeah, it's so funny. And he didn't mean to sound like rude or anything, but that's just like a genuine thing. But there's so many things people say to you after the show that might come off as rude without even thinking about it. But that type of shit is hilarious. He goes, "Man, you should really do this." And that's how I felt in Marie Calendars, because I used to take people's tickets and then seat them. So they didn't see him as a comedian. Like, oh, he's just a host guy trying some jokes. And they'd be like, "Yeah, man, you thinking about doing stand-up for real?" And you're like, "What? What do you mean?" That's hilarious.
What
man.
about when you see somebody hacky, right? So I'll just give you an example. So I was in Birmingham, Alabama, and the Stardome.
Yeah.
So my opener is, I've heard all the jokes.
Yeah.
I don't know where I heard them, but I heard the premises. There's nothing original coming out of his mouth.
Not your current opener, whoever was
No.
this
This was I don't know who the guy is.
Yeah, okay.
So we get done, and I'm selling my T-shirts, right?
Yeah.
And he's out there right next to me, just trying to get whatever he can. I don't know, straggler girls or whatever. And he's right there, and then this old white lady comes out with her family, and she did not like me. She did not like my racial humor. She was not a fan, right?
She's like, "That guy's not cool."
Right. She walks up to my table and looks at the guy, and she looks at me and goes, "And we'll see you in the movies." And literally, I went like this. It's like a movie. I jumped in. I go, "No, you won't." But she went up to him, and she purposely did it in front of me. She walked up.
Oh, how do people have to go out with like a thing, like the upper hand? Like, oh, I gotta say a thing to go out on.
Yeah.
I love my favorite variations when, and we all bomb. We all have our nights that don't do well, but like my favorite is the variations of like when something's not going well, and give it up for the weights, give it up for the blah blah blah, give it up for the. I saw a dude bomb so hard one night. This was maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. He goes, He goes, man, make some noise if you miss Obama. And I was like, that's gonna forever hit.
Yeah.
But like, it was like nothing. He said that, and the crowd's like, yeah, yeah, all right, yeah.
In L.A.
Yeah, and then he's like, all right, good night.
Or what about this? Who likes getting their dick sucked?
Yeah, but
everybody, gay guys, straight guys.
Everybody, right? So it was just like he wasn't hitting, and was like, what's a surefire? Like, let's get the energy up, right? And it just like, the room was like, yeah, okay, I could. I'm good for that. Yeah, exactly. And then he clips that and he goes, standing ovation.
Yeah. This is what I always see when people say standing ovation. I'm like this. Don't get you no bonuses, man.
Oh, yeah?
Nobody's gotten extra money for a standing O.
Yeah.
Ever.
No, it's, and who knows?
So you think about this stuff, guy, or what if somebody isn't doing well and they'll say this, see, y'all ain't ready for me. Y'all ain't ready for what I'm talking about. Like, no, we are. We just want to be funnier.
Yeah, dude, that's why I get so, like, and I used to do it a lot growing up. I would, blame the audience. Oh, that's not funny, da-da-da. Oh, you guys don't, da-da-da. But like, as you go along with it, you just pick, all right, whatever. Then you just go to the next joke. You don't even address it. Like, you could, or you just keep going. But the fight back to the audience is hilarious. Oh, you don't like jokes about my dog shitting? And you're like, not really.
But isn't it
Not
interesting?
really.
It's interesting how stand-up, and people say it's hard, right? To get a bunch of 300 strangers to laugh at the same thing.
It is a wild thought.
But at the same time, it's even wilder to think you can get thousands of people to like all come to agreement, we don't like this guy.
All at once, if something doesn't hit, yeah.
Because I was thinking
Without
about
saying anything.
Right. Well, you saw, obviously, you saw the T.I. video.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going,
I wrote for him for years, yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah.
There's literally 20,000. I was like this, really?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, I do. There's like, within the last
What
week.
you know about that?
Yeah, hey. Within the last like week, I feel like there's been like 20 videos that have all come out about him doing stand-up.
Well, here's the thing. He's been hanging out at comedy clubs, and every time I come to Atlanta, he would be at all the big shows.
Yeah.
Right? So that's his run. It's funny how he's really close with Lil Duval. And Lil
Right.
Duval went into music. And then now T.I. is
Swap.
getting into stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just funny watching that video, and I'm like, God, all those people just decided, yeah, we don't want to hear any jokes anymore right now, that night.
Yeah.
All them people can come to the agreement.
Without communicating or talking to anybody else.
It's mind-boggling. You get a tired audience or something like that, you're just like, oh, you guys are all tired.
Well, that's when a joke doesn't hit. That's what fucks me up. I go, 300 people simultaneously all at once said, no, that one doesn't work. Not even like 12 people were like, yeah.
I know.
Never mind.
Even that night at Dublin's, I had a table of 4.
Yeah, exactly.
I had 4
exactly.
guys. It was like,
but there are some, and it's nothing. And you're like, what happened? What's going on in here? Did checks all simultaneously drop at the same time?
Yeah.
Like, why is that not?
Or how about when you have an okay set and the crowd leaves and buys everything,
Yeah.
all your merch, and then you destroy
and you get messages.
and don't sell shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
And you get, the nights when you think you did the worst, you're like, man, what the hell? Then you get a bunch of DMs. Me and my wife had so much fun. You're like, what the?
I didn't get that.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's do the show again,
Yeah.
and then you two sit in the front, okay?
But you know what? Sometimes people they really process what you're saying. So you might not get the laughs,
Yeah.
but they deep down, they're processing. And people can get tired.
Yeah.
You might get them on, I really like this guy, but I'm drained.
Also, a lot of the newer comedy clubs, it's like paired with like a nice restaurant kitchen, so they're eating like a T-bone steak while they're like watching. You're like, they're not focusing on your callback. They're just sitting there, be like, is this medium rare or is this medium? And it's like, do you know how hard it is to do all this when somebody's just eating a double decker in front of you?
I didn't think about that.
I mean, it's a fact of it could be literally anything.
Yeah.
but
I didn't think about the dining experience.
they're just upping it. Some of the best clubs in the world are the ones that don't serve like food, or they're like, oh, this comedy club food is shit. Good, don't buy it. Just get drinks. Mm-hmm. It's like, but the food is great when you're hungry and you're in the green room and all that. That's awesome. But it is weird. There's certain clubs where you're like up front and somebody's like blowing on their minestrone, and you're like, right now, your soup is too hot. Just wait till you go home.
Where you got the loud waiters or waitresses. You're like this. Holy shit, dude! We all know what he ordered.
Yeah, and you want to say something, but you're like, she's just doing her job.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, the waiters and waitresses come from different restaurants, and they're like, oh, I can work at a comedy club, or we're doing essentially the same thing, but they might not know. That's why the first weekend at a club is always tough because everybody's just like coming
You're
off
talking about a brand new club.
Yeah, brand new club because
Yeah.
everyone who worked there is probably just from other restaurants or whatever, and they're literally yelling, chop salad or no chop salad? And you're like, lady, this
always
is my
wait now.
closer. This is the merch giveaway right now.
That's what you said when I said I'd never, the club be like, brand new club. I go, give it a couple months.
Yeah, let it
I want them to work
marinate
out
a
the
little
kinks
bit
first.
Yes, exactly. Because
I wanna
I've
be the
done
first one in.
I've done a few of the first times, and it's really hit or miss. Really hit or miss.
Yeah, especially you got like you said, nobody knows comedy club etiquette
Right.
as you go.
And the people in town don't even know what the hell's going on. They're like, what is this place? This used to be a Leslie's Pool Supply store. Okay,
Yeah.
so what is this?
You said Leslie's Pool Supplies. That's like Mattress Firm. You don't realize how many there are.
Yeah,
So you drive
they're
by 'em.
everywhere. But it's one of those things where people like, they're so like, oh, wow, didn't this used to be a JCPenney? Oh, you know what? My aunt lives somewhere over here. It's just like all these thoughts are going on. Instead of being like, oh, Trevor's at Comedy Works? We know that place. That place is great. You know?
When did you're doing theaters now too, right?
Yeah, so that's the tour I'm doing right now is this theater tour, man.
What size theaters are they?
The biggest is this weekend. It's 1,600.
Which is where?
Majestic in Dallas.
Oh, that's great.
You done one? Mm-hmm. Fun?
I do. Yeah, Majestic's cool. It's an older theater. It's definitely cool. But
I like the theaters that are stacked like on top of each other. Some
like
of them
three balconies.
well, that, but like, you know when like the balcony is like hanging over the audience? I don't like when it starts in the way back. It's just so long.
Oh yeah, you want it to hang. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Packed in, kind of just
Yeah.
like, you know, because that comedy club feel when you go into theaters is some theaters have it, some don't. Some is like it's more like you sit in the moment a little bit, but I love that like electric, like packed in type
Yeah.
shit.
I do New Year's Eve in Dallas every year. I do.
Really?
Have you done the theater in Grand Prairie?
No.
I think
This is
that's
my first
fa-
theater tour, yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite theater in the country.
Yeah. What size audiences are you doing? I mean, you've been...
I'm regional though. I'm all over the place.
Yeah,
'Cause,
that's
I'm
what I'm saying.
like quote unquote black famous.
Yeah.
I don't know what market I don't know why is the Northeast.
You do or don't
You go
sell?
Boston North,
Not selling or you are selling?
not like I'm used to. Oh my
Okay.
God.
Did you have a draw in Miami?
Yeah, Miami's great.
Really? Dude, I like, in my head, I'm like, Florida, let's go. And then I announce tickets and it's like, boop. I'm like, oh, a top was sold in the past
What
48
about-
days.
Okay, you talking about comedy club or theaters?
Comic Club. I didn't do a theater though,
Oh.
but that's just a place where like I've announced shows there and be like, ooh, they might have to pay for this one. Yeah. But Miami's like, there's so much. Somebody told me this best is like these big party cities. It's like that, and like New Orleans is another city. It's like their neighbor is just as funny as any comedian, and they're just a little off their meds, you know. So and the city's so wild in itself. They're like, I'm gonna go pay for comedy. When my neighbor
know, I
has
do.
a
I'm
three-legged dog. Why wouldn't I just watch that?
I always wonder why New Orleans didn't have a comedy club. They used to have, was it Harrah's? They did like, they basically was a comedy club.
right.
It was one of them boat casinos.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Harrah's or I don't know, one of them. But I don't know, New Orleans, man. I've always liked New Orleans. Like,
it was fun, yeah.
The theater, and then they got the Lakefront Coliseum. That's dope.
Yeah. So for you, when did things start moving? I'm just out of curiosity, just kind of like when were you like, oh,
Well, I was headlining.
I'm Gary Owen.
Well, it's weird. Like I started, and a lot came right off the bat. Like first got to LA.
So you went
movie.
San Diego, then LA.
I got a movie. I got BET. I was hosting it, but it went from I'm headlining, but I wasn't selling a lot of tickets. Being honest,
right.
that was cool, but it was like I was a hamster just. And I know it
Flat
sounds
rate.
crazy, but 2010, I did Live from the Nokia with Mike Epps.
Yep.
And I've always heard comics over the years say there's that one set, you know it in your bones, like, oh, shit is about to change. When I got off stage
Oh,
that
when you
night,
got off?
I went, oh shit.
That's awesome.
I was weird. I felt it. I felt almost the universe shift. I go, oh shit, shit's about to start
There it
happening.
is.
That
Yeah.
was the 20 minutes I've been waiting on.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it was like, boom. That's when Code Black first came out with the Shaq stuff with Kev, Aries,
Yeah.
D-Ray and them. That had just aired, and that's who was doing the Mike Epps Live for the Nokia. So they saw me, and then Think Like a Man got a call like, no lie, I'm talking a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
I was like,
Just-
what? Nobody knew what Think Like a Man. I was the first one to sign on before they got Kev and everybody else.
Really?
So, Will Packer calls said, doing a movie, need a white guy who can hang out with black guys, but not act black.
Right.
And give and take, something that's not on the script. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's my life. So I was like, all right, yeah, Of course. And then everything's, and so I just remember it came out. So it was probably 2012. I was in Phoenix, and I went there, and that's the first time I did a door deal.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was 50-50. And I remember doing the math. I'm going, there's no way. I think I'm going to make a good amount of money tonight, this weekend. And
You look back at the other club owners and be like, yo, you shook my hand, knew that you were ripping me off every night?
Casey was the manager there. He was my favorite manager.
Was this Tempe?
No, Stand Up Live downtown.
A great club, yeah.
So he's sitting there, and I go in the office, and he's got the check, and he slides it over, and I look at it, and I go, holy shit! Like, literally, holy shit!
Yeah.
He goes,
cool, yeah.
He goes, He goes, it happened.
Not bad,
it happened.
kid, not
And
bad.
I was like, dude, are you sure? How many people work here tonight? And he was like, we got 29 people on staff. Everybody's getting $10.
Yeah, dude, I saw my buddy do that. My buddy, this guy, Daniel Weingarten, he's a funny dude, but I hosted a weekend for him. And he was getting a door deal, and he had a following on Facebook, and he was just walking around giving 20s to each person working, like Dumb and Dumber when he's like walking up the stairs, like, thank you. And I was like, damn, how much are you getting paid?
Yeah.
But he didn't have to tell me for me to be like, oh, he was.
You can kind of do the math at my level if you want to waste time and get in other people's business.
Yeah.
You can kind of do the math and see, like, okay, ticket prices compared to, how many the room holds, and you kind of get an idea what kind of percentage deals people are. Are they on an 80-20, 90-10? Then you get to, like, people like Chappelle and Kevin, like, they're just kind of doing clubs when we want to do them, getting 100% of the door.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous ticket prices. Oh, I remember last time I was in Phoenix, I was Stand Up Live, and Kev was at Tempe, same weekend.
Yeah. This is recent, right?
Yeah, this is
I saw
January?
Kev was out there recent, yeah.
It was January. And I remember I thought I was doing so amazing, like ticket sales and everything. And I just
Dude, no, I remember seeing this specifically because I just did Stand Up Live recently. And I remember seeing the Tempe Improv schedule, and he had like 3 shows. It was like Friday 3 shows, Saturday 3 shows, Sunday was like 2 shows. He was doing like 9 shows.
Yeah, but they were
Crazy.
gone, right?
Yeah.
So it was funny. So I looked at mine, and I go, oh, I think I added a show, and they all sold out, but it took effort.
Yeah.
Right? It was like,
Kev sold out, and people were like,
Kev was sold out before I got there. Like, they said he posted, we're going to add another show. And I clicked on it, I go, oh, he added a show. And I clicked back, it's already gone.
Yeah. You should have advertised yours as like, Kevin Hart presents Gary Owen.
So I went over, after my show on Sunday, Kev had a late show. So I went over and chopped it up with him and saw him. And I literally was in the back of the room going, did you fuckers know I was here too? None of you guys know I was here, huh?
Yeah.
But it's different though. He's crossed over the point where there was hardly any black people in the room.
He's just universal.
Yeah. Somebody told me about the difference between black and white people buying tickets. They said, it made sense. Because I was like, especially doing theaters, I don't know what your fan base is right now. Is it mostly white? Or is it
The
mixed?
people that throw a beer at you at Vanderbilt.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's very much my type of people.
So
Nah,
my
it's pretty
audience,
mixed, honestly.
when black people, they're like, black people see a show on sale and they know they're going, but a month out, they're going, okay, I gotta get my shoes first. I gotta get my outfit. The week before, I gotta have money set aside for my hair, my nails. The last thing they buy is the tickets.
Funny.
White people's different. We want to see somebody immediately, and we're gonna go, fuck what we're
my
wearing.
dad's had U2 tickets for 4 years now. He just,
Elton John, he's been on sale since pre-COVID.
He doesn't even know if they're touring, but he's just DMing them daily. Oh, here's $100.
Yeah.
That is true. That's funny. Yeah.
I never thought about that. I go, oh, that makes sense. Why last minute, like black people know they're going. It's an event. It's a freaking event.
Right. But that's got to make you feel good. Somebody's getting like a tight fade on the side, cleaning it up for Gary Owen.
Yeah. It don't matter. I don't care how long you've been in this business. I don't care how many tickets you sold. It's still a good feeling to pull up to a theater or anything. And when you get to a theater that sit by themselves and you see that line of cars coming in to see you, you're like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it almost messes with my head. I almost have to be like, all right, just do the best, Because I don't want to like let people down,
When you're doing theaters, how many people got on a show with you?
Just opener than me.
And the opener's doing how long?
20 to 30.
And you're doing an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw Joe Coy. He was recently.
Yeah.
And
were you at the one where he did the forum with the taping?
No, he was in I think he was in Houston. I went and saw him.
Yeah.
And God, Joe did about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and his opener did like 10.
Yeah.
He got the DJ
Yeah,
spinning.
no, that makes sense. And I know a few people that open for him. In my head, I just, to your point, people been working all day. They've been at work. You know, it's like the more people you got up front, the more it's like, okay, no, that's another person. That's another person. That's another person. By the time you're on, you know, that's why I like to just do opener. Then I play a quick video. It's just like this like quick little hype up video, just a bunch of like videos smashed into like an edit of 1 minute, like just to get the energy back. That way, no matter how the person before me did, whether they smashed, whether it was like cool or whatever, this is like that palate cleanser. It's like, okay, that was so-and-so, now it's my turn, you know?
Right.
So that kind of gets it going. But I just don't want people to be like, you know, there's like 5 people in, you know? Because I've been with my friends, and I'm like, when I'm like late on a lineup, and they're like, bro, how many more people are there? And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you know the answer's 7, but you're like, I think 2.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like the same. You were talking about this when I got here. It's like the people that are like, "Can I get tickets? Also, what time are you on? You know, this and that." It's like people don't really know how a comedy club show format should run, how it does run. They don't know the importance of like, hey, the host is there to eat the drink orders, right? Then the feature is there to really tee you up, and then you go on. But people are just like, man, who are these other 2 people? Are you on if the show's at 7? Are you on at 7:01? How does this work? So I just try to keep it very straightforward. I'm like, opener, play video, boom, me.
Yeah. Well, comedy clubs.
And it's too expensive to bring another person, so fuck them.
How about that?
Yeah.
Stand up, like, and when I do comedy clubs, it's just one person.
You got the same opener for all your shows?
90%.
Yeah.
90% when he can make it. But it's like you said, it's not what he's doing on stage, it's off stage. How's it? I've lost 2 or 3 guys in the last like 5-6 years just because off stage stuff. It had nothing to do with the stand up.
Well, that's what it is. It's like
They get comfortable
Yeah.
and they get entitled, and you're like, dude, they're paying to see me, right?
Yeah.
I had one guy who's my feature. He asked for a raise. And I go, your raise is headlining. Your raise isn't me paying you.
Yeah.
The club's paying you. And I told him, like, I was trying to tell him how the business works. He just didn't know. I was like, dude, basically I'm your booking agent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not taking 10% of your money. Like, anybody else is booking, you're taking a percentage.
Right.
I go, I'm actually getting you more money than what most openers
under
get.
the table, boom, here you go.
I'm like, dude, that
Yeah.
mug came with me. Like, yeah, I think it's about time we talk about a raise. I go, your
He must
raise
have had
is
a good
not
set.
working with me.
Was it a good set?
I don't know. I don't watch it, but I was like, I was shocked.
To get off stage and be like, I need a raise for that is hilarious.
The way it went down was like this. Hey, man, can we talk for a minute? Yeah. He was like, it was in between shows. I'll never forget it. Virginia Beach Funny Bone.
A great club.
Yeah. He goes, hey, man, they should talk about me getting a raise. And I went, huh? He goes, yeah, they were talking about me getting, about time I get a raise, man. I go, what? The club or me?
Yeah.
Because I said, no, dude, you peaked. This job, you've maximized your financial peak with me. I said, your raise is leaving me and headlining your own shit. I go,
Yeah.
I'm giving you like packed audiences every night. Grab those fans.
Yeah.
Make them yours.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do the work, I guess, but I don't know. I was like, whoa, this motherfucker want. I had another guy didn't want to help him merch. I was like, dude, you gotta help him merch.
So it's all
bro.
part of like the team thing,
Yeah.
you know?
That's what he said. What's my job description? I go,
Job description.
Make Gary's life easier.
Yeah.
You don't. I'm like this. You don't complain when
dude,
we're
it's-
going out to eat.
You can use the spot very beneficial. The guy I do a podcast with opens for me a lot on the road, but he smashes. But what he does is he just all the time during the pandemic, he's rolling with me to city. It's fun as fuck. That's my boy, Michael Blaustein, good guy, very funny. But then he would film all the shows and he would get clips. And he'd get clips and he would just find the clip and just keep posting them. He's able to build up his audience just by getting those 20 to 25 minute sets. And now he's just posting clips and now he's moving tickets on his own. But
Dude.
it's like, but he saw the opportunity. He's like, I don't see myself as an opener, but I'm a funny dude. That's my homie. We do a podcast together. Makes sense. I'll roll with him. And then he just clipped it out. And then just like you're hanging out with your friends, you're doing fun shows, and you got content to post.
Right.
It's like an internship almost.
Dude, whoever that guy is, what'd you say his name was?
Michael Blaustein. We do a podcast together.
Sorry about
called
that.
Stiff Socks.
I just
Yeah.
completely downgraded that dude. Say his name one more time. We'll just pump
Michael
him again.
Blaustein.
Michael Blaustein.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did what I told everybody to do that's on the road with me.
Right.
I literally told them, I said, dude, put clips up.
Whatever the fuck you want to do with your 25 minutes, do it. You know, however you want to captivate the audience. It's like, here's my, as Gary, like, this is my audience, right? Whatever, if you get more fans from them, great. If not, whatever, you know, it's like you're doing shows every night.
And put that, and don't worry about, especially when you're at the feature stage. I literally had guys tell me like, nah, I'm saving it. For what?
Oh, the clips?
For what? Like,
Yeah, if you're not moving tickets, it doesn't even matter because you can post a video and then still do that bit because nobody's.
you could do it on
it's
Showtime
different
or
audience.
HBO or Netflix. You
Yeah.
literally can. I'm like
Yeah.
this. But still, I'm like this. Dude, but aren't you going to get bored? You don't want to be telling the same jokes 5 years later.
What happens then you keep doing that bit and then you get tired of that bit and then you just never do that bit and it's never posted. I have so many of those. I was like, I should have just posted that.
Man. Or what I was talking, I had Ari Spears on the podcast, and we were talking about that. And he told me about it. He was in Dallas, and he had Tony Romo and, like, Des Bryant showed up.
Yeah.
He goes, and he was just going in on him. I said, dude, why weren't you filming that show?
Yo, yeah.
I said, that would have went viral in Dallas alone.
Yeah.
At that time.
Dude,
He goes, I know.
I saw somebody did it with Steph Curry up in the Bay Area. This guy, Louis Bell, he did it. It was like Steph Curry's in the, it was like a,
I was on that show.
were you?
That was the Boogie Cousins.
Yeah.
That was the Boogie Cousins.
Dude, if Steph Curry's in the front, I'll fucking record it on my iPhone. I'll do a selfie camera, be like, this is Steph Curry. Like anything, but that's what it is. It's just like there's so much good.
I did. They took it. They edited it out.
Yours?
Yeah. I was talking about Aisha sucking on his balls.
Was she there?
Oh, they were dying.
Wow.
The way I worded it, it was very respectful.
But they were just like, that's
they
crossing
were
the line.
dying. They were dying.
Here's the thing, if
Steph was dying like this, like I should be laughing at this,
Yeah.
but I can't.
Here's the thing: if they were having a bad season, they would have been like, "Yeah, who gives a fuck, right?" But the fact that they're good, they're like, "Yeah, okay, that's our guy. That's our guy. Let's not piss him off. We need him. Don't leave. Don't leave."
Yeah, that was what 2019. No, that like they not Curry and them took it out. Like the network took it out because it ended up airing. It ended up airing on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And your boy Louis Bell, he just took it. He did what your other guy did. He knew they were filming, did it, and I don't know if he knew he would air or not, but he took it and
Great.
ran with it.
That's all you got to do.
And that show, literally, I think Mike Epps had a bit that went very viral on that one.
Yeah.
I had a bit, and like your boy had a bit, and it was all regional.
Yeah.
Like I was talking about the difference between Raider fans and 49er fans.
Great.
I can do that in any city, but it's going to hit in that city.
Crazy. Right.
And then Mike did something about Draymond Green, and then you guys.
Yeah, it's just like when else are you going to have the opportunity where Steph Curry's like there and like noticeably in the front row where it's like right there you can say something about it.
Yeah. Unless you're Chappelle, and then every celebrity comes to
Yeah,
every
his
show.
whole front row has an Oscar.
I was in Atlanta like 2 weeks before he did the Atlanta Comedy Theater. It's a little comedy club.
Oh, I've been there, yeah.
And everybody shut up for Chappelle. And I went, where the fuck were you guys when I was there? It was like, I looked up, there was Killer Mike, 2 Chainz, T.I. It was everybody that's anybody in Atlanta was there. And I'm like, hey guys, I was just there.
Yeah.
None of you guys are going to come?
You have like a Division III Braves player come out. Gary, love your stuff. You're like, yeah, but you're not even verified, bro. You think I give a shit?
I have B.O.B. came out.
That's funny. You. I feel like you have a crazy amount of connections with all that. Like with people just coming through to your show. 'Cause I feel like your network is just very vast. It's kind of just like anyone and everyone in that entertainment space.
I don't know about entertainment, sports for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got real cool with a lot of, I'm showing my age, a lot of guys are retired now, but.
That's still cool. Go to Marie calendars together.
Yeah, right. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know the coaching staff and
But
the
also
announcers.
Right. But you're from
Cincinnati.
So yeah, if you rep Cincy hard, so anybody who plays for a Cincy team, whether it's Reds or Bengals, like they're gonna be like, that's our guy.
Yeah.
That's our comedian. You know. That's our dude.
Especially now the Bengals came around finally, man. They got.
Dude, I was on the flight from Cincinnati to LA the day before the Super Bowl. Like I had at college, I was at Cincy, and the whole flight. This was the day before the Super Bowl. Is it Who Day? Who Day?
Yeah,
or Who Day?
Who Day.
Oh, bro. I mean, the captain said it one time. Everybody's losing their fucking mind. It was wild.
And you didn't know what it meant?
My friend at the time was from Cincy, so he vaguely, I was like texting him, I was like, bro, what is all this? What, you yelling a bunch of shit, please help me out, man. I was just sitting there with my headphones on, just like hiding, just not pretending, because I don't really care too much about sports, but it was nuts. I was like, bro, if it was the opposite, LA was flying to Cincy and the Super Bowl was in Cincinnati, there'd be like 3 people on there, be like, go Rams, I guess.
Right.
But that's
We've been waiting 30-some years.
yeah, I think you guys should have won. Like the amount of city pride. Like if the Bengals would have won, they would have shot your governor for fun and be like, yeah, and just like flip the couch instead. Like that. Like it would have been nuts. The whole city would have celebrated.
I was so ready.
LA was over the next Monday. They're like, cool. But why are gas prices so high?
We were so fucking close, bro. I mean, look at it.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were so
No,
close.
dude,
This
you guys
close.
deserved it. You guys and Joe Burrow, good dude.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
This didn't float before Joe Burrow got there. Now it
Wow.
floats. I could not get that to work. And Joe Burrow got here, and I'm like, now I can get it.
Really?
I mean, it always worked. I couldn't get it to work.
Yeah.
But it's weird how a quarterback can change everything. It's no
Nah,
problem. Look,
dude,
watch.
he-
Bink. Now watch this.
Joe Burrow.
Just the amount of
By the powers invested in Joe
magnetic-
Burrow.
Right there.
But no, it was seeing that live was cool. Being on the flight and just everybody walking up, Hooray!
Hooray!
It was powerful.
Oh my gosh.
Powerful.
Taking me back.
Yeah.
Fuck. We're so fucking close. It's whatever, man.
Hey,
I don't know. Thanks for coming on, man.
I appreciate you for having me. It was a good
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
I also feel like we're related. Like we look very alike, isn't it? Like
Really?
you don't
We look a lot alike.
like if we both went to like the Grove right now and just walked side by side, people would be like, "Oh, y'all looking for Men's and Baby Gap together?" I definitely think that if we went on a tour together right now, people would be like, "The father, son, whatever the hell it could be called." But
And then we get Joseph Sikora.
oh yeah,
just to
right?
show up.
Yeah, both of us look like we get sunburned easily. Like I know what it is, you know.
Fuck yeah, I do.
The SPF 55. I'll
Do you
tell
like
what it
black
is.
girls?
I have slept with a black girl.
No, but do you like them? Like,
Yeah.
that's you go at.
I got a
I'm
girl
talking
now.
about, no, exclusive.
I got a girl now, but
She's white? Mm-hmm. See,
the last thing I'll say before I get out of here, I was hooking up with a black chick maybe like 2016.
you
Out
slept with a
here.
black chick in 2016?
I just remember I just graduated college and I was out here.
Yeah.
And I just remember we're hooking up and I go to like kind of be like, oh, let's go, a little doggy style, right?
Yeah.
And she looks at me and I'll never forget this moment. She goes, I don't think you can handle that.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Gary Owen, I couldn't.
You couldn't?
It was not. Dude, I mean, I was
ass was bouncing too much?
crazy. I was in there for maybe 6 to 7 seconds, and then and I remember it was her birthday, because afterwards she goes, so I don't get any birthday present? And I was like,
She asked for a birthday present?
well, because I finished, and it was like 6 seconds, and then she's like, so am I gonna...
You didn't rep? You didn't
Dude,
rep.
I was so... I felt bad. I was like, I'm so sorry. I should have lasted long. I should have had my Wheaties this morning. But what's so funny is the fact that she was like, I don't think you can handle this. And then my dumbass, like, cocky brain, I was like, nah, I got this. And I didn't have it. I did not fumble the ball.
It's amazing.
Fumble the ball on the 1 yard line.
Not the story top, because I feel like I keep doing that with you this episode.
Yeah. Please
Just
do.
to
Please
tag
do.
onto your story. It's not
Yeah,
a better
yeah.
story. It's just a different story. I just remember there was one black girl that never slept with a white guy before, and we get in the bed, and I'm 21, 22. I just remember she goes, yeah. Like, literally, like this tense moment, and she's like, I think she grabbed my hand, and she goes, yeah, you better fuck this black pussy. And the way she said it was like, oh my, I literally felt like I want to be like, hey, I've had this before. This isn't new to me. Like, the way she said it was, yeah, I'm
And
letting
did
you
you-
do this. You better fuck it.
And did you?
Yeah, but I've done it before. I was like this. I want to be like, hey, hold on. I don't think you know who you're dealing with right now. Like, this is what I do. Like,
This is Gary Cool Owen over here.
right? It's like this. You're not the first.
Or were you already giving it to her all, and you're like, I'm redlining. I'm tapping out. I'm
We just
giving
were
you it
getting-
all.
We were just getting started.
Oh,
And You
okay.
better. No, she goes, yeah, fuck this. I think she did grab my head, and her eyes like,
Yeah.
fuck this black pussy. I was like this. I know that's what I do. That's
Yeah.
I approached
My
you.
closing
remember?
bit on stage, yeah.
Yeah, you remember? I came up to you.
Yeah,
asked for
yeah.
your number. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what. Okay, right. Never saw her again, but it was fun for one
Well,
night.
she's somewhere doing a podcast.
In
talking
Oxford,
about
Ohio.
it. Yeah.
Miami of Ohio.
Talking about it. That's where it was?
Yeah, she didn't live there. But
Shout
we had to
out,
get a hotel room there because I couldn't take her back to the trailer park or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do.
All right, man. Well, appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It was a great time. See you.
We end silent every time.